So meeting is being recorded. Today we're going to be talking about sales. And so yesterday we kind of talked about pricing your offer. And one of the things that I really want to make sure that we address about sales, about pricing, about money is that you are likely going to encounter clients, and you may be one of them that suffers with a scarcity money mindset, where your relationship with money may not be where you would like it to be. That could be from trauma, that could be from your upbringing, that could be from so many different things. And it wasn't until I struggled a lot with charging what I was worth, because I had this idea that I didn't want to be labeled as expensive. And to me, expensive had a negative connotation with it. And it freaked me out. And the idea that people thought I was expensive, especially when I was doing photography, you know, and you probably know Hudson Photography, right? It's a staple household name in our town, right? Everybody had at one point had their photos taken by Hudson Photography for school pictures, whatever.
Yeah, I think they took mine and my husband's
Yeah,
uh what was it, our engagement photo. Yeah,
yeah,
that was years ago. So yeah,
yeah.
they've been around forever.
They're a household name. And I remember when I was doing photography, and I was talking with a mom who wanted senior pictures for her child. And she told me, well, Hudson Photography wanted to charge me $3,000. And I felt really super small, because what that told me was that she didn't value photography. And she thought that they were expensive, which to me, all of a sudden, expensive meant bad. And so I tried to not be labeled as expensive. But then I learned being labeled cheap was worse. Being labeled cheap was worse than being labeled expensive, because it totally devalued everything I did. And I felt like I had to be cheap in order for people to hire me, because I was trying to be everybody's photographer. I was. And I realized that there's not enough hours in the day, and I was only one person. And what on earth made me think that that was even a possibility? So I had to change my mindset around money, receiving money, spending money, and valuing myself. I had to do a lot of work on myself about money. And so I want you, we're going to talk about some things that are even not on this worksheet. But the first thing that I want to talk about are money rules. And thinking about money, what money rules might you have? Some people have money rules that are um, I don't spend, if I don't have the cash for it, I don't buy it. That could be a money rule. It could be, we only use credit cards for emergency. That could be a money rule. Everybody has different money rules that they've grown up with or that they have adopted as adults. Doesn't matter. Why I'm talking about this is because your clients also have money rules. And so if you can address your own money rules, it will help you with being able to serve your clients. Okay. So one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to, somewhere on your paper, I want you to draw 3 lines, 3 straight lines. And what this is going to do is the bottom line, I want you to write poverty, basic needs, or struggle, anything like that. Okay. So when you think about what is the bare minimum amount of money that you need to make, I want you to write a number on that line. Okay. What's the bare minimum that you need to make in order to survive? Okay, so whether that's $30,000 a year, whether that's $50,000 a year, it doesn't matter. What is the bare minimum amount that you need to make to survive? Then we have the second line is our comfort zone. This is where you would like to live, right? This is like, we're floating, we're doing really good. We've got a little extra spending money. We can afford to go on vacation. We can afford to do nice things and make home improvements or upgrades. We're comfortable. Okay, what is that amount? Write that in that line on line number 2 in the middle. Then on the top line is your oh shit goal. This is your, oh my goodness, if we made this much money, I would feel so, like you would just be able to breathe. You'd be able to do what you want to do. You would be able to buy all the things, go on all the vacations. You would be living much more than comfort. You would be living in your oh shit moment. Oh my God, this is so amazing. I can't believe I make this much money. Okay. So not only do you have these, so do your clients. So do your clients. Okay. So what happens, this is the psychology here. What happens is that we stay right below or above our comfort zone. That's typically where we hang out, right? What starts to happen is that if we start to drop below our comfort zone and get closer to the poverty level, guess what we do? We get our shit together and we figure out ways to make money because we don't want to be below our comfort zone. So we hustle and we hustle and we hustle, and then we get right above our comfort zone, but never closer to the oh shit goal. Why is that? Why do you think that is? There's all kinds of fear associated with reaching that oh shit goal. If you're making, let's say your oh shit goal is $100,000. Okay, let's just pretend. It's easy math. Let's pretend that your oh shit goal is $100,000. Let's pretend that your comfort zone level is $60,000. Okay, let's just pretend. If you start making, you're now in the $50,000 range, that's below your comfort zone. So you're gonna do all you can. You might get to 80, but never to 100. Because what happens if you lose it all? What happens if you do all of the work and then you drop below and below and so if you just stay in the comfort zone, guess what happens? You're content, you're happy, you're comfortable. There's nothing bad that can happen in the comfort zone. So you're not ahead and you're not behind. You're right in the middle and you're just floating there all the time. Your clients are too. So that's why this is really important, because we have to do our own work around money in order to help our clients, especially if you want to have a high ticket item. You're going to have to have these conversations with yourself and do your own internal work around money in order to help your client get through them too, because they're going to give you objections around spending money. There's worth, there's value, there's all kinds of bullshit that they've got going on in their head about why they shouldn't spend money on themselves. Oh my gosh, I can't tell my husband because he'll get mad if I spend this money on myself. He's not going to understand. He does, there's all kinds of stuff going on. So here's the solution. Every problem has a solution. Okay. So what if you were to raise your poverty line to your comfort zone level? So instead of having your poverty line, let's say that was $20,000 or $30,000, let's just pretend. and your middle line was 60,000 and your big line is 100,000. Let's just pretend. What if you put your poverty line at $60,000? And so that now, right? So now you've basically bumped yourself up, and your comfort zone is now the poverty line, the bare minimum that you need to make in order to survive. And now your oh shit number becomes your comfort zone. Right? Like, can you imagine what would happen if you changed that mindset around your own money story? If you changed all of that thinking and said the bare minimum that we have to make, because what's going to happen is now you're going to be at your comfort zone, which is now your oh shit goal. And you're going to drop a little below, and you're going to do all the work to catch up, to get back there, because you don't want to get out of the comfort zone, right? So everything needs to increase. Everything has to increase. And if you can do that, then you can say, okay, so if I'm increasing my poverty line to $60,000, in order to make that goal, what do I have to do? I have to reverse engineer and charge more money, get more clients. It's easier to sell. My own coach said this to me, and I was like, what? He says it's easier to sell a $25,000 program than it is to sell a $250 program. I was like, oh my gosh. How? Okay, like that makes complete sense to me. So if you're thinking that you can't charge a lot of money, that people aren't going to pay what you're worth, nobody's ever going to pay. I used to think, my first coach, I was paying $650 a month for my very first coach. Okay. That wasn't a big enough financial motivation for me to get my ass in gear and do the work. You know what I mean? It wasn't scary enough. What I learned is that when I have huge financial things hanging over my head, all of a sudden I magically spring into action and get shit done. I don't know why that is. Does anyone else, like, can you relate to that at all? If you have a big like bill hanging over your head, all of a sudden magical things happen and it all works out and you figure out how to get it paid.
Yep.
Yeah. Anne is saying, yup. Why is that?
Because you don't want to owe even more because there's the interest, you know?
Right. Okay. What else might be like some reasons why we do that to ourselves?
Well, we want to be able to relax.
Yeah.
Peace of mind. Okay, good. That's done. Okay. That's
okay.
You know.
All right. But if you're relaxing, does that mean that you're just kind of letting the goals go to the wayside because you've paid that bill off and now you can, now you don't have to stress anymore? But does that actually help you stay motivated? Does it help you keep going? Does it help you kick your butt into gear?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the things that I really want to stress with you guys here is that not only is this for you, but this is also for your clients. What we have to be able to instill in ourselves and instill in our clients, that we have to make decisions about money based on where we want to go, not on where we currently are. Let me repeat that because this is a big one, you guys. We need to make decisions based on where we want to be, not where we currently are. Based on where you want to go, not where you currently are. So what that means is that life is going to present you with opportunities that are going to help you get to where you want to go. They are. Being here, for example, you're here because something compelled you to say, I need help with this. So I'm going to show up. And you manifested me into your life. You manifested this into your life. This is an opportunity. Your clients are going to come to you because they manifested you into their life. The thing that you have to figure out is, are you going to say yes to the opportunity that you manifested? Are they going to say yes to the opportunity that they manifested? It's really easy to go, oh gosh, that's so much money. I can't afford it. It's easy for you to say. It's easy for them to say too. I can't afford it, but I need it and I want it. But all we can think about is a dollar sign. Instead of trusting and having faith in yourself, you have to be able to instill the faith into your clients that it's all going to work out. It's really hard to do, you guys. I'm not even joking. So we are going to be presented with opportunities, and whether or not you say yes, right? If you get an opportunity, are you going to say yes or are you going to pass? Because I'm going to tell you, we manifest our circumstances every single day. We see something, we go, ooh, I want that. I want that little thing, shiny object. I want to do that. And then we go, and then we get scared and we retreat and we do nothing. We take zero action. We get overwhelmed. We quit. We don't think we're good enough. We're not smart enough. We're not worthy. And the current rules, the current money rules that you have, the current money rules that your clients have are creating your current results. So in order to get a different result, we have to be willing to do something different. And what you're going to need to do is walk your clients through how this time can be different. Because we're going to talk about what else have they tried. We're going to talk about that today. If they've had this problem that you solve for a while, they have likely tried to solve this problem in another way, and it didn't work. We're going to talk about that. So there are two enemies on your paper here. There are two enemies to launching: perfection and procrastination. We wait till it has to be perfect. We think it has to be perfect before we launch. Or we procrastinate and we do nothing. We don't show up. We don't do the work. We give excuses. I'm allergic to technology. I don't know how to do that. Yada, yada, yada. And so it never gets done. We make ourselves busy doing menial, stupid stuff that is not getting us any closer to our goal, because launching means that there's opportunity that it doesn't work. If I put myself out there and it doesn't work, well, now I'm screwed. Now, didn't work. So now I guess I'm a failure and I should just go get a job. So we procrastinate because we don't actually want to do the thing that we're supposed to be doing. So we come up with other excuses. Oh, my closet all of a sudden needs to be cleaned out. Oh, the laundry is calling my name. We do that to ourselves. And just remember, your clients are going to do it to themselves as well. So everything you face, you are their poster child. Everything that you experience, everything that you go through, share that with them. Let them know that they are not alone. Okay, I'm telling you all of this because I went through it too. You are not alone. I share what I learn. I share my own life experiences in hopes that it helps someone else avoid all the crap that I went through. Let's take a breath. I know it's a lot, like, what? I know that we talked about some really deep stuff, but it's necessary in order for us to really truly help our clients, which is why I know you are all here, is that you want to help people and you want to figure out a way to help people in a unique, fun, different, stand out sort of way. Okay. And I want to help you do that. So let's talk about what it's going to look like. So there's a journey that our clients are going to go through, a lead. Okay. So a lead is someone who is interested maybe in what we have to offer. It could be they're attracted to our free offer, they're attracted to a workbook or a worksheet or a video or something like that. They opt in. So what does that process look like? So the first thing that happens is we attract our audience. We find something that is appealing to them and we say, hey, you can have this. Do you want this? They sign up for your offer. That's step number 2. And then when they sign up, guess what needs to happen next? We need to engage with our audience. We talked about engagement yesterday and all of the different ways that we can engage our audience. And then in the process of engaging our audience, now we can introduce a product, a service, a sale, anything like that. But you need to engage with them first. You need to nurture them. You need to give them value. You don't just send an email and buy my stuff. Because guess what? Unsubscribe. If you get all salesy in your messages and your emails, I'm probably going to unsubscribe. Because that's not the kind of relationship that I was hoping I was going to get from you. I love emails where I feel like they're talking to me like a person. I will read it. I will be like, oh my gosh, I could totally relate to that. And they're not selling me a damn thing. So I try to do that too, because that's what I like. I want people to feel like I'm sending them a letter in the mail, right? It just happens to be via email. So the next one is to make a compelling offer. So if you decide at some point you want to introduce an offer, it needs to be compelling. It has to speak to their pain. You have to offer a solution. It's not buy my stuff. It's I know that you're struggling with this because I struggled too. And maybe you've tried this and maybe you've tried that and it didn't really work. I have this solution. We're going to talk all about that, okay? And then the next part is that you convert them. So they become from a lead to now a client, okay? So that is the journey of a lead. That section there, did everybody get all of those? Anyone have any questions? Okay, so we're going to move on to the 10 types of conversion events. And these are, I'm telling you all of these because when you create an offer, the best way to get people interested in your offer is to do a conversion event. I'm right now doing a conversion event, 5-day training, and I'm teaching you. And yes, I have an offer, right? Yes. But it's a strategy that people use in order to get people interested. I'm going to teach you what I know. And maybe you'll be like, oh, I really need that. Okay, I'm signing up, right? So what we're going to do is what we need to do is figure out, based on your offer, which of these types of conversion events is going to be the best way for you to introduce your offer to your audience. Okay, so this is a way to gain interest. This is a way to engage with your audience and find out what their needs are, get really good quality leads. Okay, so the first one is a 5-day workshop, a challenge, a training, anything like that. 5 days. Start on a Monday, you end on a Friday. You could do a bonus day on Saturday if you wanted to. And you have a short window of what's called open cart, where the people that attend your class have a short window to sign up before the cart closes. That is a common strategy. The most common strategy, if you want to learn everything about that strategy, there's a book called The Live Launch Method from the author is Kelly Roach. I was in her program. I'm still in her program, Unstoppable Entrepreneur. Her whole strategy is the live launch method. They're getting ready to kind of do some shifting and doing paid trainings, which is what I'm doing now, right? I'm doing paid training. You could do it for free if you want to, or you could do it paid, completely up to you. But there's a whole strategy that they use around doing 5-day events, okay? You could also do a 2-day event. So a 2-day event, basically, I have a friend that is doing one right now, and I think it's a Saturday, Sunday, and they basically do a training every couple of hours throughout the day for 2 days, okay? So basically cramming 5 days worth of content into 2 days, okay? Every one of you should be doing a monthly free training of some sort. Okay, monthly free training. So the last one I did was all about calendars and content and how I repurpose my content. And then you know what I do with that? That content, I put it in my vault and I make it available to people, and they can sign up and get in my vault and get access to all my free stuff that I've ever done. Okay. You could host a retreat. If you could do a virtual retreat, you could do an in-person retreat, and those are high ticket. Okay. You could do a mastermind. You could, it's a great way to build credibility and authority and expertise with an audience, is to form a mastermind. You lead it. It's not teaching. Masterminds are not about teaching. Masterminds are about brainstorming and coming up with solutions and things like that. You could do a one-to-one VIP day where you are working one-on-one with your client and you are getting shit done. And they leave with everything they need in order to continue to get shit done. You could also do a group VIP day. You could do a group program. You could organize or participate in a summit of some sort. So Paige and I put together a summit in the month of May where we got together experts to talk about various business related topics, everywhere from mindset to marketing. And it was a great way to put us in a seat where we positioned ourselves in a place of authority, of expertise, and that we were bringing in our friends to all help all of the people that were on the call. Okay. A lot of work, not going to lie to you, but it can be really fun. And then the other thing that you could do is speaking. So speaking opportunities, either ones that you create for yourself or ones that you find either paid or free speaking opportunities where you can get in front of an audience, share your expertise and your knowledge, and then make an offer. So those are all ways that you can earn income and talk about your offer. You can talk about your offer at your retreat, right? So Someone comes to your retreat, you make an offer. They want to get, like, being able to just go to a retreat is great, but what happens after? People want to be able to continue doing the work. So make an offer. At your free monthly workshop, make an offer. Your VIP day, what happens after, right? Make an offer. So everything you do, any one of these events, you can present your offer. But it, like I said, it depends on what type of offer you're going to create. Is this one that's going to be like, remember, Ascension programs are only for current clients, where it's that next level. So if someone came to a retreat or has already gone through some of your courses or content, then you can offer them the next level up. And that may not be on this list because it's an inside deal only. Okay. Any questions about events? And rule of thumb, 6 weeks. So you want to be able to give people, especially if you're going to do a 5-day thing or anything that is going to require them to block out time on their calendar, you're going to need to give at least 6 weeks. And then retreats, you're going to need to do months in advance. I know people that have been working on booking a retreat for next year. Okay. So let's talk about where our leads are going to come from. The number one place where leads are going to come from is word of mouth referrals, right? Relationships that you have built with people. Those are always going to be bigger than anything else. And you can't buy it. You want more of it, but you can't buy it. So how do you get more? You have to talk to more people. That's the only solution. You have to meet more people. Number 2 are incentives. So sometimes leads can come from incentives. So if maybe they sign up for your email list and you give them a little something extra, an incentive to purchase or a free coupon or something like that, can become a lead that can turn into a client. Number 3 is affiliates. So affiliates are people that are working for you out in the community on your behalf, and you pay them when a lead converts into a client. There are many, many, many people out there that offer a lot of the platforms that we talked about yesterday, offer affiliate programs, meaning that you can give your clients a custom link. And if they share their link, just like Polkadot, if you share your link and someone signs up using that link, there's some sort of perk. Does that make sense? Okay. And then number 4 is social media ads. So this is paid traffic. So you can do ads on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Google Ads, and LinkedIn. Those are the 6 main places that people run ads.
Could you
Say
repeat
those
those
again?
Yes, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Google Ads, and LinkedIn. Okay, so now we're going to talk about converting leads into sales. So you get them into your pipeline. How do you convert them? So when you start working on marketing copy which we're going to focus on a lot tomorrow. The first thing, you have to do something that's going to capture their attention. They call it a hook. So ask a question that addresses their pain or their problem. So it's not an introductory of you. That's not what it is. It's, do you have arthritis? Do you have pain in your joints? And if someone says, yes, guess what happens? They continue listening. The next one is a unique solution. So problem, solution, then we're going to get into the value. So value is not just about money. Value is, what are they going to get? And how is that going to impact their life? Then the next part is telling a story. Do you have a story of someone that you've helped that had that same problem? What was their problem? How did you help them? How is their life better now? Then there's a call to action. If they want to have the same kind of results, they should probably get in touch with you, but be more specific. Call me, text me, email me, visit this link, click here. Call to action should be easy. If it's hard for people to do business with you, guess what? They won't. Tell them what to do and only give them one option. And then offer the sale. So what's the product? How much is it? Okay. So you have some fill in the blanks here. So we talked about problems. We've talked about pain. So problems are practical and pain is emotional. So when you're talking about that hook and you're addressing their pain or their problem, which one of those are you going to address? A practical problem or an emotional pain? It doesn't have to be both, just one or the other. But which one do you think people are going to resonate with the most?
Emotional.
Emotional. Emotional pain is much deeper than practical problems. A practical problem I can solve by buying something at Walmart. Walmart does not solve my emotional pain. Right? Okay, so now we have the hard way and the easy way. So when you look at your offers, when you look at anything that you are going to sell, what's the hard way to get the result? And what's the easy way to get the result? So when I look at my stuff, when I look at my business, the hard way would be people hiring multiple virtual assistants to try to get everything done. That's a lot of work. That's the hard way. The easy way is to hire an agency. Okay. For evolutionary entrepreneurs, the hard way is trying to figure it out on your own, DIY in it. And the easy way is to have support and training and tutorials and accountability. That's the easy way. So when you think about what you do and the pain and the problems that your clients have, What's the easy way and what's the hard way? The reason why we're asking this is going to become part of our script tomorrow. So knowing what that is going to help you for tomorrow. Okay. So then you need to ask yourself, what else have they tried? If this is an emotional pain or a practical problem, it's likely that they have tried to solve this problem before. And what else might they have tried? And importantly, one of the things that will come up in the sales script tomorrow is, why didn't it work? Call it throwing stones, right? I tried launching my own program before and it didn't work because, why didn't it work? Right? So I would tell them it didn't work because they bought a $27 course. Of course it's not going to work. You're not invested. It's $27. You're not going to show up and do the work for $27. I know I'm not. I think I am. I just give people my $27 for no damn reason because I don't go in and do the work. Because that doesn't have a high enough value. If it was a $500 course, guess what? I would do the work. I've learned what my money threshold is, what I'm willing to show up and do the work for, and it's not $27. It's not a big enough pain point for me. You know what I'm saying? So the next one is a value-based proposition. And this is, what is an unfair advantage that your clients might receive by working with you? How is it going to give them an advantage, a head start, put them ahead of everyone else? So what I wrote down for my business is the unfair advantage that they're going to get is they're going to look like a rock star to their colleagues. They're going to look like a rock star to their clients. They're going to be well organized. They're going to be professional. They're going to position themselves as an expert in their industry. They're going to be able to make money quicker. And they're going to get to focus on their zone of genius. Do you see? Those are all like advantages that everybody wants. I want to look like a rock star. I want to look like a guru. I don't want to look like a guru, but you know what I mean. Some people want to look like gurus. Any questions about any of that? So we're going to go over the next couple of sections quickly because we only have 15 minutes left and I want to be respectful of your time. So the 4 mistakes to avoid in a sales conversation. The first one, I'm so guilty of doing all of these, you guys, just so you know, is over teaching. I love to give away all the stuff in my brain to everybody and I overwhelm them. Over explaining yourself. So repeating yourself over and over and over again. My husband and I were on a phone call the other day with, we're going to refinance our house and so we can make some home improvements. And literally we were on the phone with a mortgage company for 2 hours and they put us on the phone with 3 different people that repeated themselves over and over and over again, trying to sell us to get us to say yes. Just on repeat. For my husband to finally go, oh, okay, now I get it. And I'm like, oh my God. But he over explained himself. Had it just been me, I'd have been like, I'm done. Like I'm over this. I'm going to hang up because you're just saying the same thing over and over again. Number 3 is exactly what they did, trying to convince. You don't have to convince people. As a scarcity mindset is to convince people. And number 4 is making it about the money. Can't even tell you how many times he did that. He made it all about the money. It's not about the money. If they say I can't afford it, it's not actually about the money. They don't fully understand what they're going to get. They don't fully, and they have more questions. If they say I can't afford it, it means I have more questions. I'm not yet convinced that this is going to work for me. So now we're going to talk about tips for a successful sales call. Okay. 9 times out of 10, when you have, I'm just going to tell you this is 100% truth. If you have anything that's over $500 in price, you're likely going to need to talk to people on the phone or on Zoom in order to, right? People are not just going to buy $500 off the internet without talking to someone, unless it's a air conditioner, right? When it's heating like a blazes outside. Yes, I'm going to spend $500 on an air conditioner because it's miserable in my house, right? I don't need to talk to someone for that. But if I'm buying a course or a program, yeah, I kind of want to talk to somebody about that before I spend $500. You know what I mean? You got to think about that. So the first thing we need to do is we need to identify what's really happening. So remember we talked about the root cause of why you're having a conversation. They're at a place where the straw has broke the camel's back and they're willing to do something different. So the next one is you need to listen 80% and only talk 20%. This is not your show. This is their show. Remember, people want to be heard before they are helped. Okay, we talked about that the other day. So when you're in that conversation and they're telling you, you need to focus on how does your product solve that pain? The next one is talk about it before they do. And what that means is bring up the objections before they have a chance to. So if you know that people are going to object to the money, if you know that people are going to object to the time, they're going to object to the commitment, if they're going to object to anything, you know what people say to you. I can't afford it. I don't have the time. I need to do this first. I need to do that first, all kinds of stuff. Address it before it even comes up. So how you do that is, I know you might be thinking that you may not be able to afford it. Most people say the same thing. And here's what I can tell you. With our flexible payment plan, okay. The next one is connect their problem to a story. So when we talked about earlier, telling a story, this is a great opportunity to say, oh my gosh, my friend, we had a client named, Sally or whatever you want to call her. You don't even have to say her name. She struggled with the same thing. And this is what we were able to do. And we were able to help her. And now what's the end result? So let her know that she's not alone. Okay, connect it to a story. The next one is you need to believe that what you do is impactful. You have to believe in yourself and know that if it's a no, it's not a personal rejection. You know what you do. You know the value that you give people. Not everyone is going to be your client. Okay. The next one is to put yourself in their shoes. Can you relate to their story? Can you empathize with them? And the next one is we need to address what's really going on by shifting our tonality. So remember, we talked about that a couple days ago, how to position yourself as an expert is that you have to shift your tonality. So now you're going to come in. So if you're talking about lipstick, you're now on the same level. Is that what it's going to, you have to put yourself, it has to be more than about lipstick and being girlfriends. It has to be that I'm an expert. I can help you, follow me. When you become friends and you're on the same plane, she doesn't believe that you can help her because you're just girlfriends. Okay. Position yourself as the expert. The next one is remind them of what they've tried. And you can ask them, what else have you tried to fix this problem? You can ask them that. But during that conversation, you need to remind them that they've tried something else before and it didn't work. Then you're going to introduce your opportunity. Remember, they've manifested you just like you've manifested me. You're talking to them for a reason. They reached out to you for a reason. So introduce your opportunity. And then the last one is to make it stupidly irresistible. We talked about that yesterday. How can you make it so that it would be stupid for them to say no? If I told you that I could get you $50,000 if you spent $25,000, would you say yes? Stupidly irresistible. What can you for sure guarantee? What is the unfair advantage that they're going to get by saying yes to you? It's about the transformation. That's what this whole thing is about. What is the transformation? What's the end result that they're going to get by working with you? So do you want to know some questions that you could ask on a sales call in order to help make this a little less scary? Because I know sometimes it could be really scary and you just talk incessantly because you're afraid that they're going to tell you no. So you do all the talking. Let's not do that. Let's take a deep breath and remember that we are here to help them. We are investigating. Okay, so if you look at it as an investigator, you're not there to preach. You're not there to, right? It's a sales conversation. You're trying to build a relationship. So it's an exchange of energy. We're going to be detectives. Put on our detective hat and our little magnifying glass. And we're going to say, tell me about your business. Tell me about what you do. Tell me about your life, whatever that is. What is that question? So if you're selling to business owners, you need to say, tell me about your business. If you're selling to a mother, tell me about your kids. If you're selling to, right? So who is that target audience and what is that question where you can start pulling out more information about who they are? Okay. What's going great? What's going good in your business? What's going good with your parenting? What's going good with your healthy journey, right? Whatever it is. What's going good with your LinkedIn strategy? What's going good? Like you want to know. What do you love? What fuels your fire? Why are you passionate? And number 3, what's keeping you up at night? What are you not loving? What about your business is not working so well right now? What is going on with your kids? Why are you hiding in the bathroom making TikTok videos? I saw that last night and I kind of giggled. This woman went into the bathroom to make a TikTok. She's like, they won't leave me alone. So I would say that was not working out so well for her yesterday. What keeps them up at night? Okay. Number 4, what would happen if their problem got fixed? What impact will having this problem fixed, having this pain resolved, what will their life look like? Like, help them imagine what life will look like without this pain. When I was struggling with sciatica, I was like, I couldn't see the end of the rainbow. Like, pain had just become a part of my everyday life. And then all of a sudden, when we went on all the roller coasters and my pain went away, I didn't know what to do with myself because I got so used to living with it. And your clients may be so used to living with it, with whatever pain they're going through, that they may not even know what life will look like without it. And it's okay to kind of go there and address that with them. Here's a really good question. Number 5, what do you think you need to fix it? This is where they get to say, it's basically like, why are you calling me? What do you want me for? They're telling you what they need in order to fix their own problem. That is one of the best indicators of whether or not you are the right person to help them. Because what if they tell you the solution and that is not what you do? Wow, okay, so I don't actually do that, but I know someone who does. Be the hero. But that's not what I do, right? So if someone said, Sue, what I need someone to do my Instagram. You're like, I don't do Instagram. I do LinkedIn, bitch. Like, why are you calling me? Right? Then you could say, well, I know someone who does Instagram. Her name's Paige. Let me connect you. So, right? Because she told you what she needed, now you can say, we're perfect. That's exactly what we do, or that is not what we do at all. Okay. And then number 6, how can I help you? How would you like to move forward? Okay, so then we're going to have some other couple of questions here that are really good. If you guys need to go, it's okay. But these are really good questions for you. So the next is going to be, can I offer you some free coaching? Can I offer you some feedback? Can I offer you some suggestions? Right? So now you want to get permission before you just start, which is why I say, oh, I have a pop rock. Do you want to hear it? Mm-hmm. I learned, don't just start giving, they need to consent, right? So when we talked about our pathway, we're going to tell them what our pathway is. Start to finish. Remember, it was that 1 through 12, and you may not have had 12, you may have had 10. You may have had 6. So, okay. Tell them about the method. Okay. If you can help, you're telling them, I can help you. And then the last question, what do you want to do next? So asking them what do they want to do next puts them in the driver's seat. And you might hear, well, I need to think about it. And what happens if they say, I need to think about it? Or I need to talk to my husband. Number 1, I'll tell you that one time I had a husband come on a discovery call so that he wanted to hear, basically, his wife had learned all this really great stuff and she was very excited and he didn't understand what the hell it was and why she wanted to spend this money. So I said, I'll talk to him. It's okay, right? Sometimes partners like to talk about money before they go spend large amounts of money. Okay, that's okay. So you need to say, would you like me to communicate with your husband or your partner and help make sure answer any questions so that you guys can make an informed decision together? Totally okay. Because if she's like, yeah, I really want to do it, but I need to talk to my husband first. Great. Would you like me to help facilitate that conversation? Do you want me to call you back tomorrow? Got to have an action plan, because if you're waiting for her to call you, might not happen. Okay. So if she says, sign me up, tell me, let's get going. What's your onboarding process? This is your homework assignment, is you need to have an onboarding process. So what does that process look like from start to finish? How are you going to bring them in? Do they need to fill out some questionnaires? Do they need to sign a contract? Do they need to make a payment? What does that process look like? How are you going to send that invoice? Are you going to collect credit card payment? How are you going to do all of that? So that is something that's really important, that if they say yes, that's like the one thing that you need to have done. You may not even have to have your course done yet before you can sell it, but you need to have your onboarding process figured out. How are you going to get them to sign on the dotted line and make their payment while you're on the phone? So that's either you collecting a credit card or you saying, I'm sending you a link right now. I'll walk you through it while we're together on the phone. Okay, so step by step, I want you to write out what that process is so that you have the clarity and you can decide, maybe, wow, that's a lot of steps. I didn't realize that was so many steps. You want it to be easy. Okay. And don't assume that they're going to read. Don't assume that they're going to read. I will tell you, one of the biggest things that I did that was really helpful was I made a Google Slides. I made a slide deck and it had links, and I do this for Diamond. So Mary, you've probably seen this, right? So I made a slide deck that has, here's the Zoom link for this. The next slide was about this topic. The next slide was about this topic, so that it didn't give them a long, super laundry list. It was click here. Okay, I'm going to put that in my calendar right now. Go to the next one. Okay, I'm going to put that in my calendar right now. Oh, click here. Okay, subscribe to Google Calendar, right? So make it easy for people to understand by breaking it up. Some people like to hear, some people like to read. Offer both. So I did a video going over the slide deck that people could listen to if they wanted to hear. And then if they preferred to read, they could just skip over the video and go through the slide deck. Kim, you know what I'm talking about, right? The diamond orientation. Easy to follow, right? So
It was
consider,
very easy.
yeah, so consider something like that. If you have a very in-depth process, let's make it easy. Okay. How you guys feel about today? Helpful? Okay.
A lot of information.
I know. I know.
I don't think I kept up with all of it either, but I'll figure it out.
So tomorrow we're going to talk about creating our campaign, because we're going to try and we're going to put out, and you could do a test if you wanted to, like if you want to make a fake offer of what it's going to look like to put it out into motion. So I filled mine out already, so I'll use it as an example for you guys. But this is going to be basically how we're going to create our campaign to actually promote our offer, whether that's going to be a conversion event, whether it's going to be a companion product, whatever it's going to be. If it's a high ticket, low ticket, that's absolutely going to impact the way that we put this out into the market. Okay. Questions? I know we covered a lot. So if you need help, please do not hesitate to reach out. I'm literally just working on building stuff for the rest of the day. So if you need help, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will definitely respond and help you without any problems. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Mary's like, game on.
Yeah. Onboarding. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. So figuring out what that looks like for you, what's going to make it easy for them to understand what they're about to get into. Because you're going to need to explain to them, okay, so you're signing up. So this is, I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you this. This is what you need to do. You need to be able to verbalize it and then have that written, whatever. And how are you going to deliver all of that? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Thank you.
thank you, ladies, so much for being here. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And we're going to put this all together.
Thanks, Elaine.
All right. We'll see you guys.